is our president, Claudia M. She has been a Toastmaster since June of 2015 and a CC since January, which is really great. And today she's going to share with us for 3 to 4 minutes a holiday message. Please welcome Claudia.
Thank you. I very rarely use the word of the day because it's given after I speak. You know, I introduce people at the beginning of the meeting, so I don't usually get to use it. But mnemonic, I thought I'm very spelling challenged. Hence, I think I use a mnemonic to spell the word arithmetic. I spell arithmetic. A rat in Tommy's house might eat Tommy's ice cream. And people say, wow, if you can remember all of that, it would be easier to remember the letters. But seriously, still, I think arithmetic. A rat in Tommy's house might eat Tommy's ice cream. So if anyone else is struggling with that word arithmetic, just remember that simple mnemonic. A rat in Tommy's house might eat Tommy's ice cream. That's not the story I came to share. I think last week or a couple weeks ago, I heard a story, I read a story that I thought was really, really good, then I couldn't find it. Then I found it again and I thought, I really would love to share this with the people at Toastmasters if there was an opportunity. So, as I saw there was no speaker 3 and all of that, I thought, this is my opportunity to share the story. Because the holidays, when people think of holidays, they often think about giving, right? Giving gifts, there's a whole Santa thing that goes along, and I know one of my greatest challenges this year for my children was trying to figure out what to get them because they're adults. The older they get, the harder it gets because when they're little, you know, there's some little toys and games and things. You can ask them what they want and they can tell you. And at my house, my daughter always says when she talks about my son and I that we're very similar. She always says the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And we all are similar in this way because if you ask any of us what did we want for Christmas, we all said, I don't know. That is so unhelpful. Not only do we say, I don't know, but we've raised the bar so that you're supposed to get something the person really is going to like. Something they've subtly sort of mentioned that they thought would be nice throughout the year. Something, so you're going to be like, wow. Which means that's not a gift card. That's not some cash. This is supposed to be something really special, like my daughter has given me for the past couple of years, I figured out she gives it to me for my birthday, tickets to go to the Seabreeze Jazz Festival up in Panama City Beach, because she knows I like smooth jazz. And there'll be people there that I really like. Bodie James will be there, Brian Culbertson. And I'm like, wow, this is really, that's the kind of thing you're supposed to get. So many times we find ourselves very challenged with what to get people. So this is sort of about that. This is a true story that was originally published in the December 14th, 1982 issue of Women's Day magazine. I'm sure it's a magazine many of you all read. Frank, Mark, Jim. It's all good. It was the first place winner out of thousands of entries in the magazine's My Most Moving Holiday Tradition contest. And it's called White Envelope Project, The Story for the Man Who Hated Christmas by Nancy W. Gavin. It's just a small white envelope stuck among the branches of our Christmas tree. No name, no identification, no inscription. It has peeked through the branches of our tree for the past 10 years or so. It all began because my husband, Mike, hated Christmas. Oh no, not the true meaning of Christmas, but the commercial aspects of it. Overspending, the frantic running around at the last minute to get a tie for Uncle Harry, and the dusting powder for Grandma. The gifts given in desperation because you couldn't think of anything else. felt this way, I decided one year to bypass the usual shirts, sweaters, ties, and so forth. I reached for something special just for Mike. The inspiration came in an unusual way. Our son Kevin, who was 12 that year, was wrestling at the junior level at the school he attended, and shortly before Christmas, there was a non-league match against a team sponsored by an inner-city church. These youngsters, dressed in sneakers so ragged that shoestrings seemed to be the only things holding them together, presented a sharp contrast to our boys in their spiffy blue and gold uniforms and sparkling new wrestling shoes. As the match began, I was alarmed to see that the other team was wrestling without headgear, a kind of light helmet designed to protect a wrestler's ears. It was a luxury the ragtag team obviously could not afford. Well, we ended up walloping them. We took every weight class, and each of their boys got up from the mat. He swaggered around in his tatters with false bravado, a kind of street pride that couldn't acknowledge defeat. Mike, seated beside me, shook his head sadly. "I wish just one of them could have won," he said. "They have a lot of potential, but losing like this could take the heart right out of them." Mike loved kids, all kids, and he knew them, having coached Little League football, baseball, and lacrosse. That's when the idea for his present came. That afternoon, I went to a local sporting goods store and bought an assortment of wrestling headgear and shoes and sent them anonymously to the inner city church. On Christmas Eve, I placed the envelope on the tree. The note inside telling Mike what I had done and that this was his gift from me. His smile was the brightest thing about Christmas that year and in succeeding years. For each Christmas, I followed the tradition, one year sending a group of mentally handicapped youngsters to a hockey game, another year a check to a pair of elderly brothers whose home had burned to the ground the week before Christmas, and on and on. The envelope became the highlight of our Christmas. It was always the last thing opened on Christmas morning, and our children, ignoring their new toys, would stand with wide-eyed anticipation as their dad lifted the envelope from the tree to reveal its contents. As the children grew, the toys gave way to more practical presents, but the envelope never lost its allure. The story doesn't end there. You see, we lost Mike last year due to dreaded cancer. When Christmas rolled around, I was still so wrapped in grief that I barely got the tree up. But Christmas Eve found me placing an envelope on the tree, and in the morning it was joined by 3 more. Each of our children, unbeknownst to the other, had placed an envelope on the tree for their dad. The tradition has grown, and someday will expand even further with our grandchildren standing to take down the envelope. Mike's spirit, like the Christmas spirit, will always be with us.